Now we are going to go to the posterior side and do the vein there. So I'm using my same blue tube, and I'm starting right next to where my artery is, and I'm running parallel to that artery until the Y, and then I'm going to flip over to the lateral side. Okay. And I'm going to cut that at the same spot that I cut the artery. Okay. Now with my remaining tube here, make my a little bit thinner. Okay. I'm going to start on the lateral side again, and I'm going to run to my Y, and I will cut the tube there. Okay. So now I have the vein and the artery. The vein is blue, artery is red on the posterior aspect of the quadricep of the leg. Now we are going to create the last muscle of the quadricep muscle group. Okay? And that is the rectus femoris that is going to go here in the middle. Okay? So you should have a hole here between your vastus medialis and your vastus lateralis. Okay? So to start, we're going to use our clay knife, and we're going to make some marks for our origin and insertion. So right where this ligament comes and attach, that's right where our tendon is going to start. Okay? And then our tendon, or our muscle, or our second tendon will end here in the patellar tendon. Okay? So, I have a piece of white clay about the size of a peanut M&M, rolled out into a carrot. Okay. Now, the important piece with this one is you want your carrot tip to be relatively thin. Okay. So if I put it there, you can see that it's thin. Okay. Versus the thick end. Now I'm going to take this tendon, and I'm going to start at my origin, okay? And I'm going to run down over my artery and vein to the Y there. If yours is longer, that is okay. We can score it and just put a little line in there. Take it off, and then cut where you want that end to be. Okay? So your end product will look like that for just the white clay. Now you're going to take a piece of terracotta clay about the size of a cherry tomato and roll it into a thicker tube. Okay? You want the diameter of this to be the same as the end of your white carrot. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take this white carrot off, and we are going to blend our muscle and our tendon here. Okay? So we have one piece. Now I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to put it here on my origin. Okay. Now I'm going to run it down the middle of the leg. And I can see here that my muscle needs to end right here. So again, I'm going to score it, take it off in order to cut the extra piece of clay off. Okay. Now I can take my tendon, attach it again, and that's right where I want to be. Okay. Now then, I need to make the other end of the tendon. So you're going to take another piece of white clay and make it a tube into a carrot again. The fat end of the carrot needs to match or be similar to the end of your rectus femoris. So we're going to take this off. We are going to blend. I'm not very good at blending. Mine's falling apart a little bit. So we're going to blend this. And by blend, they suggest that you take your finger and you kind of brush it into your additional clay. So we're going to try to blend this as best as I can as a non-artist. Okay? And my top end fell off, so I'm going to do the same thing here. Try to blend that white up over the terracotta. Okay? So now you have a piece that is white, terracotta, white. Okay? Put that here and lay it down. Okay? Now then, this tendon is not going to be that long, so we are going to cut it right here. Okay? And once I've done that, I'm going to take and I'm going to push this end and blend it into the patellar tendon. Okay? Now I'm going to take and I'm going to take the extra clay off my knife. Okay? And we are going to striate our muscle. Okay? In this one, we're going to draw one groove down the belly of the muscle. Okay, so I'm going to take and go one line straight down the belly of the muscle. Okay, to start with. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take another piece of white clay and roll it out to a very thin tube that's going to go in that line. Okay. So I'm going to take this muscle, or this white tube, and I'm going to put it right in that line. Now I'm going to push it down in there, and I'm going to cut it right at the beginning of the tendon. Okay. You're going to push it down in there, just like so. Now we will take our knife and we will striate the muscle with little lines pointed down inferiorly. Not very good left-handed, so we'll see how this goes. Okay. So now you have the completed quadricep muscle group. You have rectus femoris, vastus medialis, vastus lateralis.